Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry-Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Jerry-Royce Show, and welcome to Positive Power 21. I am the voice of Jerry-Royce, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power 21. And today's Power 21 Gold sponsor is the Resume Guy at www.career-image.com. So if you're having problems getting job interviews and you don't know why, it's probably because your resume is just so raggedy. So give the Resume Guy a call. And his name is Reggie Gann. He'd be happy to help you. And don't forget, if you have problems with your computer infrastructure, it's running slow, it's just old, or you need your system rebuilt, or you need to install a security system. But if you're from the DMV, call fasttechsolutions.com. .net, and they're on our website, positivepower21.org. Also, there's a big conference coming to the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Call REI Heritage Tours to find out how to bring your big 44-passenger bus down there to Cambridge, Maryland. That's home of Harriet Tubman of the Underground Railroad. I know a lot of you don't remember that story about Race Street with Rat Brown when they had the race riot going on in Cambridge, Maryland. Rat Brown said, "Burn, baby, burn." Well, that's where all the action is going on. There's been 500 acres of land that's been dedicated to Harriet Tubman, $17 million from the federal government and the state. Thank you, President Obama and Governor O'Malley. They're going to make that thing happen. So they're bringing tourism to the Cambridge, Maryland. All right? So if you want more information, call 410-820-8350. Okay? Sound good. Also, we got Lori Williams, the beautiful songbird out of Washington, D.C. She's a jazz artist, and she's sounding good. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get going. We're going to bring our guest on real quick. She's our special guest. And today we're going to have on our show bm-hardin. bm-hardin's native Gastonia, North Carolina. Though I am a business major, I've always loved literature. Writing has always been a passion of mine. I've always had a way of words and a gift of gab, so I felt it only necessary to share it with the rest of the world. It's a beautiful feeling to be able to do the things you love the most. When you find that thing that gives you more joy than doing anything else, pursue it. Chase it and don't stop until you catch it. Never give up on your dreams, because believe me, dreams do come true. bm-hardin. Welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I did get your message. We can always go back and fix that. But
okay.
So what's going on with you? What's going on?
Nothing. It's Friday, so thank God the week is over.
That's right. Thank God the week is over. Now, you're a business major. You're an author. Now, do you own your own publishing company? Because I thought I seen something come up, but you own a publishing company.
Absolutely. I just launched Savvily Published LLC. February 10th was the opening date. But we do a little more than publishing. We do publish books, but we're a full-blown writing service. We have written resumes, obituaries, songs, press releases, pretty much anything that needs to be written, we do it.
Good. So this is called Savvily Publishing Company?
Yes, Savvily Published LLC.
Good. All right. So you're a big-time businesswoman. So how does it feel to be in business for yourself?
It feels good, actually. I was a little nervous going into it. Of course, nobody wants to fail, and of course you want to be doing something that you love, but so far so good, so.
That's right. But congratulations to you. All right, so we're going to talk about you a little bit. So how did you get into writing? Let's talk about that first. When did it all start?
I can remember being able to write since I was younger. I won awards in elementary, middle school, And once I got to high school, I decided to get on the newspaper, and I continued that on out through college. I tried to write my first book years and years ago, but for some reason I could never get it done. So I blame it on not enough experience or the fact that I just hadn't been through enough yet to be able to relate to the characters like I needed to. But 2 or 3 years ago, I put my mind to it, and I came out with my first book.
Wow. So which one was your first book?
Just to Hear the Words I Love You was my first book.
All right. Was it well received?
Yes, it was.
All right. So what did the book reviewers have to say about it?
I'm sorry?
The book reviewers, what did they have to say about it?
They pretty much loved it. The Just to Hear the Words I Love You is from 3 different points of view, so it was a little bit of something for everybody. Basically, it ties into the fact that women sometimes do pretty much anything just to have somebody there. So you were brought into 3 very different situations. You were brought into the married woman who, money wasn't enough. She still wanted more. You were brought into the career woman who, always wanted a man but couldn't seem to find one. And then you have the side of a mistress. So.
All right. Wow. Your first book had all the good
I know.
Wow. Now, are there any other writers in your family? I mean, what kind of really got the juices flowing? I mean, what got you started? You know how most guys, like with men, we decide we want to be a football player because we had a favorite player like Bo Jackson or, baseball. What got you started?
I read, Terry McMillan's book, A Day Late, a Dollar Short, when I was 14. And ever since I read it, I knew I wanted to write. So I definitely think she was my motivation. I was like, I can do that. I would be good at doing that. So nobody in my family writes. I'm the only one.
The only one.
So it's something I love.
So did you have to train yourself, like taking workshops, writing courses, or it just came real natural for you?
I'm sorry?
I said, did you have to train yourself? Did you have to take workshops or, get some training in writing, developing storyline content, or is this a natural thing for you?
It's a little bit of both. Being that I am a business major, but I minored in communication, so I did have a lot of writing history, as well as taking a lot of communication classes. So that did help, but it does come naturally. Sometimes I surprise myself. So.
All right. Now, are you doing any traveling? Are you meeting let's talk about your fans. Do you know who your fans are?
Yes, I do have a lot of fans. I've been a couple different places. Of course, I've done a lot of local events such as Raleigh and Fayetteville, and, of course, Charlotte, North Carolina. I've done a lot of those. I've actually gone out to New York, and I plan on doing a sipping sign pretty soon, and that's going to be in Columbia, South Carolina.
All right. So what are some of the fun events that you've been involved in, where the fans are there and you get a chance to really mingle with them, not just do book signings? Have you had any those kind of experiences?
Well, I actually did do a kind of jamboree, kind of sleepover thing, and that was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was invited by a book club, but we didn't do any of the typical reading and signing books or anything like that. It was really, really fun. It was just a bunch of book clubs that gotten together, and we kind of did a ladies' night type of thing. So. Wow,
that sounds fun. Wow.
It was fun.
So that was like real up close and personal, where they get a chance. So what are they interested in when you meet the book club fans? What are they like?
They pretty much ask all the same questions you're asking. Why did you do it? How did you get into it? They want to know where it come from. Their main question is, have I ever experienced anything that the authors have? So, of course, the best stories come from experience. So, more or less, I might have touched it a little bit, but it's not necessarily the same.
Right. Now some people are just really good storytellers. They can really, exaggerate a real astonishing story. Do you find yourself that sometimes you just can get deep in your mind and it scares you yourself?
Yes, I surprise myself a lot, especially we just finished part 2 of Dirty Bonds, and I didn't even expect the ending to come out that way. And I was like, damn, you're good, kind of thing.
Wow.
I didn't expect it to actually flip that way, but I just get into my zone, and it just is what it is.
So how many books do you release a year?
When I was working full time, it was a little harder. But since I have been earning quite well from the books, I'm down to part time. So I believe I can probably do at least 2 or 3 a year.
2 or 3 a year?
Full books. And I don't really write series, so usually I write 50 to 60,000 words. Dirty Bonds is the first series that we're actually doing, that I've actually been a part of. So usually I write full books.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So you say you do 4? You say you do 4 books a year?
3. I can do about 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay. Because I'm finding I'm meeting quite a few authors out there, you know, that's doing street lit, urban lit. Their fans are forcing them to do 3 to 4 books in 6 months.
Well, I mean, I think it can be done, especially if you write all day, every day. You don't work full time, but sometimes I like to enjoy my family and things like that. I'm getting married. I have a son, so it's kind of like I take my time and I make sure I put, you know, my hard work into it and make sure they get the best results from my writing. And with street lit, I do see that, but urban, I don't particularly write urban. This is my first stab at it with Dirty Bonds. So mine is more along the lines of multicultural thrillers or suspense. So.
All right. And those are not series right now?
I'm sorry?
And those are not series? You're not doing any series with them right now?
A few want me to do a spinoff on a couple of them, so I'm thinking about it. So, but usually I write old school. I write like, you know, all the old people do. They have a beginning, a middle, and end. I usually don't leave it with unanswered questions. I try to give you the full effect in one book. But since series are kind of the end thing, people are requesting, you know, spinoffs.
Yeah, they are. They are. The fans are asking for it. Now, when you're out at a book signing, are they looking for some of your books that you say, "Oh, I put that away, it's not going to happen," but they want to know, can you do it? If you can dig deep, could you make some of your books a series?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Let's back up a little bit. Now, you mentioned that you're going part-time now. So what that means, you say you're doing extremely well now as an author, or extremely well because you're a publisher?
I would say both. I'll absolutely say both. Before I even launched the publishing company, everything was really starting to pick up just being an author. So I would definitely say both. But Sadly Published is going better than expected. So potentially, I plan to be able to write full time.
Good, good. Now, do you have other authors under your publishing house right now?
I do have 3 that's coming under me. Their books are expected to release in June, July, and 1 in October. So, yes.
All right. And I noticed that Wrong Shade of Lipstick is in paperback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's offered as, I guess, an e-book, so different versions they can get it?
Yes.
In the e-book? Okay, all right, good. Same thing. Now, Dirty Bonds, that's not being offered in paperback, is it?
It is. It is. Since it is a series, it was part 1 and part 2. We're going to combine both parts together to make a paperback, a full book.
Oh, all right. Good, good. Man, you're on the move. Now, they have a lot of your dates really, really close on Amazon. So what does that mean? That's when you release it to them as an e-book?
Now, that could be, because sometimes the paperback comes out before the e-book does.
Okay, good.
So
good.
They could have some stuff kind of confused over there.
All right, and before we get into talking about your book, what's the most exciting thing about being an author?
Basically, I think authors, everybody has a story. So I just think authors are bold enough to put it on paper. We don't mind expressing. We don't mind letting you know, what we feel, what we think. And I like that part about me because I don't meet a stranger, because I'm so used to voicing my opinion or voicing my thoughts that it's so easy to get along with people. So it does make me a likable person. I have a lot of friends, a lot of fans, and I'm enjoying actually being an author. So.
All right. Now, are you doing a lot of radio and podcast interviews so the fans can really get to know you, as a person and author?
This year it has been, I haven't had a lot of time to do it so far, but in the previous 2 years, yes, I did a lot of radio, a lot of different things like that. So I was kind of consumed with trying to get everything going with the publishing company and everything, so I was a little busy, but now things are winding down.
All right. So what are some of the things that podcasting, because right now we have a lot of social media going on. We got a lot of podcasters being born. What are they doing to help the book industry and authors like you?
I do think you guys give a lot of exposure. I have had plenty of people say, I heard you on that one show. I actually listened in. So I do think that people are getting more into the internet-based radios and different things like that. It's not all about, Charlotte's hit station or anything like that like it used to be. So people are actually listening, and they're enjoying the smaller audience. So I think that you guys are really helping authors get exposed.
That's right. Good. And how about social media? How are you using social media?
How do I use social media?
Yeah.
I am a social media freak. I have to admit I have a problem. I try to respond to everybody. I try to email everybody back, Facebook everybody back. I can wake up 4 o'clock in the morning from my phone going off, and I have one eye open trying to message them back. I have to say thank you. I have to say I hope you enjoyed it. I have to say something. So I utilize it a lot.
So that's why you part-time at the job.
Yes,
you
a
part-time
lot.
Anyway.
Yes, my fiance says, do you have to respond to everybody? I say, I try. My phone stays dead. Anybody can tell you my phone is never charged. I'm constantly trying to respond and say thank you and different things like that. So
that's right, because they pay your bills. Yes. Keep your name out there. That's right. Now, you're a business major, and I think that's probably why you're that way, because the communication, customer service. They used to use that word 100% customer service. You remember that word they used to throw out there a lot?
Yes.
So you still take that dear to heart.
Absolutely. I believe that the readers are first, and I can't help myself. And I had some authors say, well, every time on Facebook, every week you're giving away something. You're never going to make any money. It is what it is. By sharing and by gifting people things, they're going to run tell that. They're going to tell somebody else. It's going to tell somebody else. Word of mouth is power. It's everything.
Right.
So you have to give a little bit to get.
That's right. And one of the things that, I'm hoping authors will start understanding and respecting, what podcasting can do that's different than regular AM, FM radio and even XM, is that your show stays out there forever, and that's one of the things I think. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, because I remember I was doing this back in 06 to 09, and I remember we got to a point where it was just so much work. I said so many people want to get on the show. I said we have to start charging, and then I see somebody I want to have on the show, and they say, I'm a best-selling author. I don't pay to be on nobody's show. And we say, oh, well, it's not really like that. You're just supporting the radio station, by contributing something. They don't understand what goes into it. But I think now the authors are out there a lot longer. I think they can respect some of the things that podcasters can do for you that you don't have to worry about doing. Like, they're going to do a lot of social media for you with their followers. So it's almost like you're saying, instead of you buying 60,000 tweets from somebody you don't even know who these people are, at least you know who their audience are. You know the audience. So
I agree.
So I think over time, I don't think that podcasters should be out there killing you guys, but if they're going to offer you some additional services like high quality audio, exposure to their newsletters and magazines that they put out. Because I've been checking out a lot of the creative marketing companies that do podcasting, and I said, wow, that is some really great services that can really help you guys. So how are you using some of those things? Are you actually using some of those?
Yeah, I absolutely agree because one show that I have done this year was BKTP Radio. It's a podcast, and it's down in Atlanta, Georgia. And to this day, he still tags me in a tweet that he's constantly reminding people of the show that I did with him. And like you said, he's constantly promoting me without even me asking or, just because I did do the show with him. So I do think that potentially it should be some type of, I help you because you're helping me type of thing.
Right.
Because I get them all the time. He's like, check out the interview I did with Author bm-hardin, and that was months ago. That was way at the beginning of the year. So, he's still constantly pushing it out there. And so I have to tell him all the time, thank you. You don't have to do it, but thank you.
That's right, because sometimes you get a show that was really electrifying, and, he's trying to promote his podcast because he want to get better guests for one. You're going to put your really good stuff out there. Hope it's almost like a hook, and you're throwing it out there in the lake hoping that a big bass going to bite onto it, and that's the one going to make you and put you out there. Because I remember I had Bernadette Standers from Good Times. You remember her?
I remember.
She put out a poetry book, and she was pushing that, I think, around 08, 09, and she was a phenomenal guest, a lot of energy. And after that, it seemed like the authors were starting to get better and better, more personality types. I'm not talking about the numbers, but they were really good storytellers. Some of them were just coming out for the first time. And I said, wow, this is, people like her can really help set podcasting on fire where, like you said, everybody will start respecting the industry, and then one day we can be having our own award shows and receiving Podcast of the Year and, best podcaster for talk radio or music. Because I'm finding a lot of those guys are playing nice club beats and, anything you want. You can play it when you like. Just like you said, that guy was able to tweet you, and that happened months ago. I'm listening to
and he did it like he even put like a nice photo and this big background music to it. So like he really put his work into, really, tweeting it and promoting it and different things like that. And so I had to keep telling him, I appreciate you. Every time I get a book, I send him one just because, he does really tweet. Even before I was on the show, he was constantly saying, I just read a book by bm-hardin. He was tweeting it. So finally he was like, can I get you on the show? And I was like, yes, I have some time to get on there. So, but.
That's right. The only thing, we still at the mercy of the Internet, the technology. Sometimes we can, you can have some problems. It's like, we tried to do a show before and our servers was down and, because we have so much stuff going on with these things, it's like, the machines do have to be bigger and better nowadays to do what we want to do. But I think the broadband is really opening up wide. There's a lot more hot spots going on. I think it's all finally coming together. Even for you guys especially, how has Kindle, not just Kindle, but all of the ebook technology out there, how is that's really benefiting your, I'm not going to just say your pockets and your bank account, but just making it, the industry, make you want to do more and get better, make you feel more motivated.
Yes, everything is electronic or, some type of device and gadget thing now. So, of course, Kindle and Nook and iPad and Kobo, all of them are, I don't want to say replacing the paperbacks because there are some that still prefer it, but they definitely are, they're taking over.
That's
so,
right.
Everybody has a Kindle. If they don't have the Kindle, they have some type of device that they can download it on and read it on their phones. Or I just read a book on my phone today, so it just, it's convenient,
It is.
So it's downloading. It's the new thing. It's the new way of being. So.
Absolutely. Because, you take your phone everywhere. If you're riding the train, staying on the bus stop, on the John, it's so convenient, because I have been through a couple books already, and I'm not really that big of a reader when it comes to urban and fictional books, urban lit, street lit. It's something I just started getting into since I've been parking. My favorite books have always been business books or books on prosperity and power, energy, and that kind of stuff, and I like to read them slow. But I know it doesn't benefit you to read you guys' books slow because you want to get to another one really quick. You know, especially the way erotica is being written right now. The girls are really putting twists and turns on these things. Now, that's leading to my next question. Are you looking at other genres to write into eventually with your publishing company?
I have been told quite a few times that I kind of write with a mixture of genres. As I said, urban isn't my absolute favorite. Everybody's kind of surprised with that, but I don't particularly like the urban. Not that I don't support them, don't like them. I just don't like to write it. So I'm more of a thriller or suspense. Like you said, I have a lot of twists and turns in my books. You'll never be able to guess them, and I can say that confidently, but you can never guess them. So I'm more of that. I kind of do cross genres a little bit, but all my characters, of course, are African American, but I just don't particularly write urban.
All right, gotcha. All right, well, we coming to the top of the hour. You ready to read a piece for us?
I'm ready.
All right, and which one is coming from Wrong? Okay, before you do that, Wrong Shade of Lipstick. Just tell us a little bit about it before you start reading. Like, who's your main character? What's going on in it?
Okay, so the Wrong Shade of Lipstick, her name is Skilar Parks, and she comes from a small town. She's a preacher's daughter. So, of course, you know what they say about preacher's kids. I'm one myself. So she's struggling to find her way. She wants her own identity, so she leaves and heads off to a big city. So there, you know, she meets a new guy, and she's starting her life, and she barely comes home to visit. So when she does come home, she finds out that her sister is actually marrying her first love. And she's not particularly, you know, she's not really feeling it, if that's a better word to use. And so that's when the drama starts. She's there, and they're about to get married, and he actually stops the wedding because he's secretly still in love with her. Seeing her brings back old feelings, and so from there the story just kind of goes up and down, roller coaster ride type of thing. She feels that the sister is trying to get even with her because she thinks that the sister feels that she ruined whatever it was that she had. So she assumes that the sister and her husband are having an affair, but she couldn't have been more wrong. So it is definitely suspenseful.
And then all the twists and the turns are all up in there.
Yes.
All right. Wrong Shade of Lipstick. Okay, well, we ready. Let's hear it.
All right. See. Okay. I stood still, almost frozen, as I watched my sister and my first love recite their wedding vows. I didn't want anyone to notice how uncomfortable I was, but I just couldn't seem to stand still. I was trying desperately to smile and not cry. Since faking wasn't exactly my specialty, it was harder than I thought it would be. I desperately hoped that the fake grin plastered across my face would take the attention away from my trembling body. I held both sets of bouquets with a tight grip as they shook in silence. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't seem to hide that the whole union was making me uncomfortable. You want more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Mimicking the facial expressions of my parents and everyone else in the church was pretty much impossible. Though the pastor hadn't gotten to that part yet, I wanted to raise my hand and object. But then again, what sense would that make? What right did I have? I could picture the entire church chasing me down the street as if they were an angry mob demanding an explanation for my objection. Let's see. The quietness that filled the church somewhat made me nervous, as I feared that someone could hear the sound of my heart breaking. How could my own sister be marrying the first man that I ever loved, the first man that ever loved me? It all just seemed so unreal. This just could not be happening, but indeed it was. Yet no one knew of my heartache or my pain, no one but me. And, well, maybe he had an idea, not that seemed to matter that much. It was obvious that he could have cared less about how I felt or what I was feeling. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been standing there in a white tuxedo about to marry my baby sister. In my sister's defense, she nor did anyone else, for that matter, have a clue that Zach and I had been an item. Our entire relationship had been one big secret, especially to my side of the family.
Ooh.
One more?
Well, let's talk about a little bit. Now, my daughter name is Skilar.
Oh.
That's the main character. Yeah, my wife wanted that name for a very long time. So her first daughter. Now, Skilar Parks. She has now my friends, and I'm not sure about everybody, but we got this little code thing that is kind of disrespectful when you even date or whatever with a young lady that the other homeboy saw before. Now, some of my friends have done that, and I kind of looked at it as kind of disrespectful, but I say 2 of them did it. The rest of us, we just kept it moving. So is that the deal with Skylar? She felt disrespected from her sister?
Absolutely. Being the story kind of gets on into more details on down the line, but being that she was a preacher's daughter, he didn't allow them to date while they were under his roof. So she pretty much was sneaking around dealing with Zach, so nobody really knew. Her sister didn't know. But, of course, Zach pursued her sister on purpose for a particular reason, but you would have to read it to find out.
So he just basically probably just trying to make a jealous went further than he thought it would go. Now, and if the sister probably would have known, if it was out there, everybody saw them together, she probably wouldn't have done that. So basically, so kudos to the sister. Okay, all right. So no disrespect to Skylar's sister, she didn't know.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Right. Okay. Not yet. So people gotta get the book. Now she's a preacher's daughter, so I guess they were brought up pretty strict in the house. Is that what happened? Okay, so that's why she couldn't be seen with guys?
I'm sorry?
I said, is that why she couldn't be seen out in public?
Yes. The dad had a house rule while under his roof you couldn't date. And I brought that from my life experience. We couldn't date. And I'm a preacher's daughter.
And how long did that go on?
How long did what go on? Couldn't date?
How long that you couldn't date? What age were you allowed to?
Under his roof, you couldn't date. So until you moved out, you couldn't date.
Oh, wow. That was under his roof.
Yes. It was pretty much his way of, I'm assuming it was in hopes of stopping, any sex before marriage kind of thing or having babies really young or something like that. But if you were in his house, you couldn't date.
And that don't stop anything. That just
it didn't. It didn't.
Yeah, right. He knew the deal. All right,
but he was real strict.
Yes, I know quite a few people who grew up with parents in the ministry. Nowadays, it's like both of them in the ministry.
Yeah.
They never home, but they drag you out with them. So I guess you just do what you can do, and a lot of stuff goes on in the church.
Oh yes.
I know. Tell me about it. All right. Now, you have a lot of book reviews out there. The fans must be really excited about this one. I'm going to read this one. All right. This one is from MSF. Okay. She got a lot of reviews, so she must be a regular follower of yours. Okay. All right. She said, another awesome read by bm-hardin. This book literally kept me up all night. Ooh, she probably was late for work. I tried to put my Kindle down so many times, but I couldn't help but finish it. The main character, Skylar, takes you in one hell of a roller coaster ride from beginning to end. All of the secrets, the lies, the drama involving the Parks family kept me on the edge of my seat. The Wrong Shade of Lipstick and all Miss Hardin novels are like a breath of fresh air. I am an avid reader. I truly appreciate that her novels are complete works and not endless parts of a series. She has a way of writing that captures the reader and makes you feel the emotions of each character. I especially love the inspirational quotes that the author leaves at the end of each chapter of her book. Thank you, Ms. Hardin, for another jaw-dropping and wonderful read. Keep up the good work. Wow.
Yay.
Wow, she writes so well. She sound like a writer. Wow, that was so smooth. And then someone say, great read, full of unexpected twists, as I have come to expect with this author. Go ahead and purchase it. You will not be disappointed. Wow, that was a great one. Wow. So somebody said they were caught off guard. The original.
Oh.
Yeah, she said, okay, I definitely didn't expect how this book ended, as well as what happened throughout the book. It was definitely a page turn and caught me off guard. Laugh out loud. I had to make sure I was reading the same book. Great read, and what you did, your thing in this book. She said, oh, you did your thing in this book. Wow, so she really appreciated it. Very happy fan. Wow.
I have a lot of them that say, I go back looking for a mistake or something that you might have left out, but I can't find it, just to see if I slipped up. But I'll be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, so when you did do the book signings, the ones where you're sitting there signing books, what are the fans saying to you? What are they saying to keep you motivated?
They're saying, as long as you keep writing, I'll keep buying it. They're like, I love your books. They're different. They're unexpected. I'm tired of reading the same storyline. And, you make your books completely different every single time, And I had one tell me that she thought that it was going to kind of be similar or the typical, woe is me kind of thing. I've read this before, but I took it to a whole different level, and she completely didn't expect it. So they all pretty much let me know that as long as I write a book, they're going to buy it. So that's really helpful.
That is great, fans. So you're doing something great out there that's causing you to draw all this positive energy. And that's the way you're supposed to do it. So that is a blessing. That is a blessing.
Absolutely.
All right. So what's up next on your agenda?
I'm sorry. What's next on my agenda?
Yeah. What's next on your agenda?
So, Dirty Bonds Part 2, a lowdown Dirty Bond, will be out on Sunday. So once that one drops, I have to help some of the other authors. We have Being Single Sucks coming out. That's kind of contemporary romance, kind of Sex on the City-ish. We have The Associate coming out, and we have Room Service coming out. So I definitely want to pay a little more attention to the authors that's under me just for a little while to make sure all their work is on time and we meet all the deadlines. And then my next book that I'm hoping to get out by August or September is Last Name Number 6. So
Last Name. So what does that title mean?
Last Name Number 6. You've been married 6 times, but you have to read it to find out why.
Whoa.
Yes. So it's Last Name Number 6. So
that's bm-hardin doing her thing. Wow. So what you think some of the biggest challenges is going to be, being an author and a publishing company?
I'm facing that already. And then our publishing company is a little different since we do write different things. So we're trying to pay attention to the book publishing side of it. I'm definitely trying to handle more of the business side of it, but still yet we have orders coming in for press releases, newspaper articles, resumes. We have like this big $25 service where we write resumes, wedding vows, obituaries. So it's still a constant. We're writing all the time. I feel like I'm writing all the time. So definitely I'm going to have to get a little more help. Right now we do have a few, but we are going to have to expand so we can actually get some things done in a timely fashion.
That's right. So are your editors and writers, are they, are freelancers or, you contract on the project?
My editors and my book cover designers, they're contracted. But I do have 4 different writers that actually write. This is their job now. So they just write. They're answering since we've launched, we've probably done about, I want to say 618 different writing jobs. So that's what they're doing. They're writing all day long, whether it's a $25 resume or whether it's, a song or whatever it is. They're writing all day long.
Get out of here. So you help out with business plans and marketing plans?
We do have somebody that actually does it. I don't particularly do it, but Noelle does dabble in it. Yes. Okay.
Good. Because I have a marketing plan I'm about to launch, And, you know, sometimes you don't know if it's communicating what you want it to, and sometimes you may have to have somebody take a look at it and consult on it. So I'm going to have to keep you guys in mind for that. So I'm going to put it out there and see what it brings.
Absolutely. I mean, you never know unless you try. So.
That's right. That's right. All right. So that's bm-hardin, ladies and gentlemen. She is the owner of Sassy Publishing Company, and she's based out of North Carolina. Now, her website is not up now, but you'll be looking for that shortly. Now, can they find it under Sassy Publishing Company, or how would they find that?
Yes, they can email me at info@savvypublish.com, and the website, of course, is www.savvypublish.com. Hopefully, it will be up and running probably by the end of this weekend. It just came down like a week and a half ago, so it definitely should be back up and running.
All right, and Sassy, it has its own fan Facebook page?
It does. We have roughly almost 30,000 followers already, so you can definitely find it at Facebook.com/Sassy, and then it's just Pub, P-U-B.
All right, good. All right, well, we appreciate you being on the show, and I hope we be able to, do some more things with you and your company in the near future. And we wish you the best with the Wrong Shade of Lipstick and Dirty Bonds Book 1, the Dirty Bond series. So we wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad you guys were able to tune in to bm-hardin Show with Jerry-Royce. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great evening. And stay tuned for more exciting guests on PositivePower21.org. And don't forget to follow us on Spreaker.com/PositivePower21.
Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry-Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.